Hello and welcome to Model 5 of Emotional Intelligence Management. In this model, we shall be focusing on social awareness and empathy. That is understanding others to build stronger communication and connection. That is understanding other people's emotion in order to build stronger connection or relationship. By the end of this model, students will be able to define social awareness and empathy, identify the three types of empathy, learn key social awareness skills, recognize common challenges to empathy, and then apply these strategies to develop empathy individually and in teams. The model content include the definition of social awareness and empathy, types of empathy and skills in social awareness, challenges to empathy, developing empathy and building a culture of empathy in teams, cognitive versus emotional empathy. Then before we draw our conclusion. Introduction. Social awareness is a crucial aspect of emotional intelligence, enable individual to understand and navigate complex social dynamics. At the heart of social awareness lies empathy, the ability to recognize and share feelings of others. In this lecture, we will explore the concept of social awareness and empathy, discussing their definition, types, skills, challenges, and strategies for development. Understanding social awareness and empathy goes beyond simple being nice. It involves recognizing subtle social cues, appreciating diverse perspectives, managing one's own emotion, and fostering an environment of trust and support. These skills are essential in creating harmonious teams, resolving conflicts constructively, and building strong interpersonal relationships. This lecture will explore the key concepts of social awareness and empathy, including the different types of empathy, essential skills, challenges to empathic engagement, and strategies for developing empathy, both individually and within teams. We will also differentiate between cognitive and emotional empathy to understand how each contribute to effective social interaction. By the end of this section, you will gain practical insight into how empathy and social awareness can transform personal interaction and enhance team performance, fostering a culture of understanding, respect, and collaboration. Let us define social awareness and empathy. Social awareness is the ability to perceive and understand the emotion, needs, and dynamics of others within a social context. It then simply means that the ability to understand emotion in someone else other than yourself is what we term social awareness. The key element there is reading social cues and norms, understanding group dynamics, and recognizing unspoken emotion in others. Then empathy, on the other hand, is the capacity to recognize, understand, and share the feelings of another person. So social awareness is the ability to understand the feeling in another person, while empathy is the ability to share someone's feeling. You can see the slightly difference between social awareness and empathy. Now, the core idea is moving beyond empathy, I feel for you, to empathy, I feel with you. So now let us look at the three main types of empathy. Number one is cognitive empathy, that is thinking, understanding another one's perspective and feeling. I see why you feel this way. That is the example. You understand why someone feels this is why the person feels. Now use negotiation, customer service, and conflict resolution. Now we have emotional empathy, which is the feeling, sharing this emotional experience of another person. This involves feeling. I feel what you feel. This is emotional empathy. I feel what you feel. Now the strategies used there is building rapport, deep connection, and therapeutic support. Now we have number three, compassionate empathy, that is acting, understanding, feeling plus desire to help. This involve the desire to help and compassionate empathy. I understand, I feel for you, and I want to support you. This is compassionate empathy. Now, the two we use there is leadership, caregiving, and team support. So these are the main types of empathy we have in emotional intelligence management. Now let us look at skills needed in social awareness. That is the essential ability for effective social interaction. Number one skill needed is active lis ten ing. Always pay full at ten tion, reflection and clarification. Now number two skill is observation, reading on non-verbal cue like body language, gestures. So you must be observant for if you must communicate very well in social, you must have social awareness skill. Number three is perspective taking. Seeing situation from other people's point of view is another important skill. Then emotional awareness and regulation, ability to know emotion in other people and managing them very well. Managing own emotion to respond appropriately is a vital skill needed in social awareness. Number five is cultural competence, that is respecting and valuing diversity of culture in social dynamics. Then relationship awareness, understanding group dynamics and social role. Then number seven, the last is seven, service orientation, which involve anticipating and meeting other people's needs. Now let us look at challenges to empathy, that is barrier that can hinder empathic connection. Number one barrier is emotional overload and burnout. That is compassion fatigue from absorbing other people's emotion. It can constitute a serious barrier to empathy. Number two barrier is personal bias and stereotype. Unconsciousness, prejudice that blocks understanding. When you have a personal bias, it will hinder empathy. Lack of personal experience, difficulty relating to unfamiliar struggles can also pose a serious challenge to empathy. Then time pressure and distraction pose a serious challenge to empathy as well. No mental space for deep lis ten ing. So when you don't have mental space for deep lis ten ing, it pose a barrier to empathy. Then fear of vulnerability, that is risk of emotional expression or rejection. When you are being afraid that you will be rejected by others, it will pose a problem to empathy. Social and cultural conditioning, that is norms that discourage emotional expression. So there are so many social and cultural beliefs that disassociate people from associating with others. Then certain mental health condition also pose a serious problem to the social skill or empathy. Now let us move further. Developing personal empathy. The practical strategy to grow your empathy include practice active lis ten ing, always pay full at ten tion, engage in perspective taking, validate feelings, acknowledge emotion without judgment, yes, cultivate curiosity, ask open-minded question in order to understand someone better, then challenge your bias, always challenge your bias, do not be tactful. Then build emotional awareness, use mindfulness, journaling to understand your own emotion. These are the areas, the skill needed to develop personal empathy. Let's move ahead. Then building a culture of empathy in team. How leaders and team can foster empathic environment include the leader should lead by example. Leaders model vulnerability, lis ten and support. So a leader must lead by example. Then foster psychological safety, create space for open expression without fear. The leader should create space for where people can express themselves without fear, provide emotional quotient and empathy training. Always gather for workshop, rope learning, training and development where emotional quotient and training, empathy training will be educated. Then integrate empathy into policy. Make empathy into organizational policy that it will work. That is flexible work, mental health support, fair conflict resolution should be encouraged in the team. Then recognize empathic behavior, reward kindness and compassionate publicly. Then organize connection building activities. Team storytelling, collaborative and problem solving are the key factors needed in the organization and building activities. Now let us look at cognitive versus emotional empathy. The cognitive empathy, it focuses on understanding the thought and perspective of others. The process involved is intellectual and logical analysis. The strength enables objectivity useful in professional settings. Example of cognitive empathy: a manager understands an employee's stress about a particular deadline. Then emotional empathy, on the other hand, focuses on sharing emotional experiences. The process involved is affective and mirroring feelings. The strength is build deeper connection and rapport. Example, feeling genuine joy when a teammate succeed. That is a very good example. Now, an ideal approach is balance both thoughtful, compassionate resources. That is the idea, to balance both cognitive and emotional empathy. Why empathy matter in workplace? The importance of empathy in workplace include it result to stronger collaboration, team communicate and cooperate more effectively. That is number one importance. Number two, it enhance leadership. Leaders inspire trust and loyalty. Number three, it improves conflict resolution. Disputes are solved with understanding. It helps in resolving conflict. Number three, empathy in the workplace helps a higher employee engagement. People feel valued and heard. It also results to better customer relations. That service is more attentive and personalized. Number five, the last, it increase innovation. Diverse perspectives are enhanced. So these are benefits of empathy in the workplace. Now, empathy in action, practical scenario. Scenario one, conflicts between teammates. In this scenario, empathy response, listening to both sides, validate your feeling, guide towards mutual understanding. So if there is a conflict between two mates, listen, your empathic response is you listen to both sides, hear from Mr. A, hear from Mr. B, validate feelings that are involved, guide towards mutual understanding. Now the outcome, there will be de-escalation and collaborative problem solving. So this is the practical scenario of empathy. Then empathy in customer complaint, number one, empathy response. When a customer complain, you will now, your response will be, I understand why this is frustrating. Let me find a solution together. The outcome, the customer will feel heard, loyalty will be maintained. Then scenario number three, in the area of supporting a struggling colleague, your emphatic response will be, I notice you have seemed overwhelmed. How can I support you? The outcome will be the colleague will feel supported and morale will improve. So these are the scenarios, that is empathy in a practical scenario. In conclusion, social awareness is reading social and emotional cue. Empathy is feeling with others. Three empathy types are cognitive, that is understanding, emotional, that is feeling, and compassionate, the act to help. Social awareness skill include active listening, observation, and perspective taking. Challenges like bias, burnout, and fear can be overcome with intention. Empathy can be developed through practice and is essential for team cohesion. Leaders play a key role in modeling and cultivating empathic culture. Thank you and have a nice day.